Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things. Let me welcome my co-host. You know him as Carton the Cleon Cleric. You also know him as a Geeky Geezer. But some of you know him as that guy at the end of the bar. Friday Night Last Call. But you also know him as Trepicelli, the love of my life. And you can always see me saying hi to the love of my life in chat. How you doing tonight, sweetie? What you sipping on?
I am doing very well. Thank you for having me. Va salute to the chat. I'm just having a Rockstar energy drink, but I'm classy, so I drink it out of a glass. How about you? What you sipping on?
I'm sipping on water right now, just trying to stay hydrated.
Good, good.
Honey, you know how sometimes you have a random thought that you want to share with people?
All the time, all the time.
Well, what if I told you that I know of a gorilla who shares random thoughts?
I know one too. Why don't you bring him in here?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Gorilla's Random Thoughts, our guest for tonight. How you doing tonight, sweetie, and what you sipping on?
I'm doing pretty good. I feel out of place here because I cracked open a Jack Daniel's Watermelon Punch, and yes, I know it's a cheerleader beer.
See, that'll be Troy tomorrow night on Last
I was
Call.
gonna say, yeah, if I didn't have to work tomorrow, you better believe I'd be joining you, man. For sure, for sure.
Because I have to work tomorrow is the reason why I'm drinking.
Oh, okay. I see how that goes. Yeah.
Yeah, I've worked for companies like that would drive you to drink.
Yep.
Well, it's not the company; it's more the guy who gives me orders.
I get you.
No, I know what that's like. Well, before we get too far into anything, let me say hello to the chat. Hello, chat. First up, I'm seeing is Big Al Presents. He says, have a great stream, Netters Network. We'll try to make it, but long evening dealing with rain coming through the window in the living room. Oh, goodness. I hope that gets cleared up real quick.
That could be a challenge. I get that.
We also have the beautiful lady, Connie Clary. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And, of course, everyone's favorite Blue Wrench, Deleted Scenes. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And he's dropping all the links there for everybody because he's awesome that way. There's that Troy guy being in here, you know. Let's see. I know I saw somebody else. Where to go? And we have JPRPH1. Mind if I just call you John? John's in the chat. He's saying good evening, folks.
Well, we do have another John, though, so
Oh.
let's not get too confused.
Okay. I know every time I see your handle there, I want to say Joseph because it looks like Joseph, just to my brain. Let's see. Oop, my screen just jumped. We have Evelyn Hampton in the stream, or in the chat rather. How you doing tonight, sweetie?
Admiral.
We have John Pontanero. Did I pronounce that horribly wrong?
Pontorio.
Thank you. Oh, yep. I have a smudge on my screen that was giving you extra letters.
Yeah.
And we also have Logical Spock. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And and Lady Miss the Beautiful Lady is also here. How you doing tonight, sweetie? So I need
my StreamYard is a little behind the YouTubes.
Yeah, there's always like a 30-second delay.
I've noticed that.
YouTube makes me nuts that way because it's like there is that at least 20 and 30-second delay.
The worst is when you are coming in and going out, you know, and when you want to start the stream with an opening and a closing, and
yeah, it's like I'm trying to
techie problems.
Put my sweeties in here because I was all caught up and then things. And John, because I always say hi, sweetie, to everybody because you're all my sweeties.
Absolutely.
Because without you guys, I wouldn't have a channel. I mean, I would sit here and be talking to myself, but,
Well, you'd be talking to me, but you don't actually have to be on the air to talk to me, so.
That's true, because we're literally sitting, like, 3-4 feet apart.
Yep.
It's like... you can't see my
hand. Not close enough to be able to get our hands in front of each other's faces, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's like, our backgrounds are so different that it looks like we're in separate rooms. We're literally, like I said, 3-4 feet apart, facing each other. It's just too funny. Okay, I think I got everybody saying hello to everybody here at my Hey Sweeties because I have to have those in. It's absolutely necessary.
There we go.
Okay, so Gorilla Random Thoughts. First question I have for you is, how did you get started and what made you want to start a channel?
Well, I've been on YouTube since like almost the beginning there, like 2007. That back when it was all cats chasing strings videos.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I still don't know how YouTube actually took off after that. You know, when it's just cats. But then I gradually was listening to music. But when we got shut down for for a three week or no, I was uh, I was watching like I started getting back into Star Trek and all that because my mom used to watch it because she knew my dad hated it, so she'd put it on just to piss him off.
Ah,
There, but anyhow, so I was like, I wonder if anybody's actually ever discusses some of the stuff that's going on in the episodes. So I typed into YouTube their like Star Trek discussions or something like that.
sure.
I happened to come across a guy named Lore Reloaded. You know, so I
Yeah.
started watching his videos and that. Then he kept mentioning these other people in his streams and all that, so I kind of Googled them, you know. And that's how I started watching more and more stuff on YouTube there. Then some of the videos I watched on Facebook there, well, Facebook nicked them, so I started watching them on YouTube and stuff. So anyhow, but then when we got shut down for the pandemic there 2020, I
Yep.
noticed one of my subscribers. He goes, it said he's live. I like this is I didn't understand the concept of a live stream at the moment at that time.
Sure.
You know, no, and they kept referencing stuff in their some of these videos and stuff that was said on live streams. So I kind of went on the live stream there, you know. Then I started going on there. There's a link there. So I thought it's interesting the live stream. You know, someone actually talking back to you in the chat. But then I started seeing them going. Then he actually started putting a link in there. That's how I got started going on YouTube. There was his channel and kind of branched out a little bit there. But then I was on Captain Fan Nerds. I was saying I kind of got a few things I want to talk about, but I was like, I don't know where to start, and I don't know the channel. This is back when I still had my first name as my chan YouTube handle. You know, and they said, and him and Simple Jack said, just do it. If you got something to say, just do it. Just go live. Just say what you got to say and all that. And Simple Jack was my first there. We're just kind of talking about our favorite games. And I
Awesome.
kind of branched out from there. I started going live more and more.
Good, good.
Yeah, it's like everyone has that beginning. It's like sometimes it's kind of accidental. Like someone is like, "Hey, I don't want to do this by myself. Can you be on with me?" And then they branch out from there, or things like that. Or in your case, where it's like you got something to say, you're gonna say it. So now the big question: how did you come up with the name for your channel?
Well, that was actually completely accidental there. Because I
It was
listened
kind of random, actually, huh?
yeah, yeah, it's a random thought you could say. But no, I like listening to Tim Pool's live or his videos. You know, kind of keep up with some of the stuff that you don't normally hear on the news and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
no, and he happened to have Jones on there. Now I find Alex Jones very entertaining.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody says he's full of shit, full of crap and that, but
That's
he's
because people
entertaining.
aren't really listening. That's the problem. People
He just
don't really listen and think.
Yeah, well, he takes a kernel of truth and then he just blows it up, you know, for entertainment purposes and all that.
And
But
then you just wait a year or two and you realize
yeah.
there's a lot more truth there than you realized, you know?
Yeah, but so anyhow, I went to a guy's stream that he was there, and for some reason he was just going off about Alex Jones there, and Alex Jones just happened to be on Tim Pool's stream there a few days ago. I think they were talking about something like a book or a movie called Ishmael, I think it was. And Alex Jones just started beating his chest, going, "I am a gorilla." So I went on his stream there and just to push some buttons there, I put that as my StreamYard's name. I am a gorilla. Then I had to explain to him, and he went off even more. Well, I forgot to change it when I went to a couple other streams there. Then they kind of got a little irked about it, but oh well. And people just started calling me gorilla, so I kept it. I said, "Screw it, I'm gonna keep it."
Okay,
Then people
so is that how we should refer to you going forward? Just Gorilla when we're on a stream like this?
Yeah, well, that's what people call me.
There we go. I dig it.
Totally works.
I didn't think it'd stick, but people just started calling me Gorilla there. Then, like when I was starting up there, I was trying to think of a name. Well, everybody calls me Gorilla, and I did not want when I did my channel when I was starting up my channel. I did not want it to be a single topic because otherwise I'll get burned out from it. If I talk about Star Trek every day and all that, I don't mind talking about it on other channels, but I'll run out of ideas and I'll get burned out, and stuff and that. So I was just like, I'll have random thoughts. So the stream could be about anything there.
For the chat that hasn't had a chance to really dig into your content yet, what kind of random thoughts have you thought that you've done streams about or are planning to do streams about? What other topics besides
I do three watch parties a week there right now.
Mm-hmm.
My Wednesday ones are going to be like your too short a season stuff, or like we did Stranger Things there that has 30 episodes. Time Cop only had 8 episodes. Our next one's gonna be End of the Effing World there, so that only has like 2 seasons and stuff. But then we're doing I started Babylon 5 there because I heard one of the guys I talk to on a regular basis, he's never seen it, but of course he still hasn't seen it. But oh well,
right.
And so we're watching Babylon 5, and then we're going to go to Doctor Who. After that, I'm going to be changing the time of that specifically for a friend of mine.
Sure.
And I think that'll work better for it than like on Sundays. That started out as craptastic Sunday night movies, where we're just going to sit there and watch crappy movies and that, like the Atomic, no, not the monster. It's the one where the guy was a lifeguard and he falls into radiation and just turns into a kind of a monster. No, it's Toxic Avenger. That's it. The Toxic Avenger. We watched all 4 of those. But I wanted to start watching. There's a couple movies I wanted to watch that's turned into good movies, so it just turned into Sunday cinema. But now we got more structure to our Sunday cinema, where it's actually going by themes. Like we had a month of dogs. We did 6 weeks of Christmas. And for November, we did H.G. Wells movies. This month, it's we watched I'd never seen the Matrix movie, so last month was the Matrix movies, and I asked LDG there to come watch that, and I made him all, and he volunteered himself for us Matrix 4, and that was my biggest watch party there. I had 12 people watching, and 8 of them said they're gonna get me back there. I think there was some threats along the lines of there's going to be a rope involved, but but they said they're going to get me back. They don't know when, they don't know how, but they're going to get me back for that one, for make them suffer through that one.
Good.
Well, for our chat, currently, Gorilla's Random Thoughts, or Gorilla, has 371 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're not already subscribed to him to hear these random thoughts or to see these random thoughts, you need to get subscribed to him. Because remember, together we grow. So let's see how high up we can get that number before the end of tonight's stream.
Yeah.
That's it. We started at 371. We need to go up from there.
Yeah. And I post a lot of shorts.
Good.
Yeah,
I just posted my first short on Monday. It was really just a promo for my stream tomorrow, but I was proud of myself. I actually did one of these shorts.
That's one of the things Simple Jack started doing, and it really blew up his channel. I was there. I was like the 242nd subscriber to him, and last I seen, he's up over 900 there for his Battlefield 2042 streams. But what he does is like half an hour before he goes live there, he makes a little short going, "Hey, I'm gonna be going live here."
Yeah, Steven Ott in Deleted Scenes does that too. I think that's brilliant. Whenever he's got something coming up, he does a short. He's dropping the shorts all the time. That wasn't even intentional. I like that one. I got to remember that one.
Dropping his shorts. Male humor.
Oh, that happens.
So now, where do you see your channel heading? Where would you like it to go to?
Yeah, do you have like some grand goal to take over the world or something
Because I
like
think
that?
it's interesting that, like my channel, which is eclectic, your channel is eclectic. You're not on just one thing, you do different things. So that's kind of cool. But where do you want to see it evolve to?
Well, I'd like a few more subscribers, but I'd really like it if I gotta. Maybe it's my times and that, but I'd like
Yeah.
to see more people in the chat versus more subscribers there. Like tonight, that is bad timing because there's like 3 other people streaming I know of. For
Yeah.
I did a gaming stream tonight of Total War Rome. Man, that's an old game. I remember playing that back in the early 2000s. But no, but it'd be like, especially when I do my Waltons reviews. Like I started reviewing the Waltons because I needed something to replace Defensive Thursday because it's either the same person was suggesting stuff or I didn't have anybody in the chat there at the time to suggest something. So I was like, screw it, this way I have something I could do. And Resolute Germ's been amazing with coming to my streams and supporting me and all that. And so is Pop Culture Curator there, and Captain Phantom Nerd's been there quite a few times. I'm starting to get more and more people coming. It's been really nice there, especially in that. But so I started doing the Waltons because I always said we need more people like the Waltons because they were dirt poor, always
Yep.
struggling against meat. But no matter who came to their door, they always helped them, even if the mother didn't. Like we just watched an episode did the actress there, which I might have to redo because don't. Here's a word of advice: don't let YouTube trim your videos. Download it yourself and do it yourself because they'll take through. They took 3/4 of the episode down
Yeah.
because of copy. Well, that's my fault. I screwed up, and then I let them. But anyhow, But like we just had an episode there where the mother absolutely did not like this actress lady, But when she found out she got swindled and got robbed, pretty much, and she was pretty much down on her luck, she still let them stay and it changed the person. They're just really good. We've had a couple like really slow episodes, like we may have knocked down for that, a little bit, but overall, it's a really great show, and I think it only gets better from that, especially once they get into the war years.
At the risk of giving away too much personal information, did you grow up with the Waltons like I did?
Well, my mom watched it. That's the
Okay.
they're so I didn't. I'm only 31. I may have a gray hair of a 50-year-old here, but I'm not. But I'm only 31.
I hear you.
So
I hear you.
Yeah, it's like I never watched the Waltons when it came out. I knew of it, and so the famous Goodnight John Boys things. I might have caught like parts of episodes when it was originally aired, but I've been catching, I guess you would call them the reruns on Philo, which is a cable channel. It's for anyone who wants cheap cable, and you don't really care so much about getting the network channels like 2579, but you want cable. Philo is $20 a month, and you get a whole bunch of channels. They don't do sports, but all the other channels are there: BBC, Lifetime, Hallmark, Cooking Channel. I mean, like all of them are there. They just don't have the regular network channels, and they don't have sports channels.
It's a great option for
Yeah,
if you want to
$20 a month.
cut the cable.
So I've been binge watching. First I did Bones, and then I think I've seen every episode of Bones. So now I'm binge watching Murder She Wrote. And what's funny watching some of these old episodes is looking at all the continuity errors, and it's like, but in this scene you did this, and in this scene you said this, and now you're saying this, or you did this. No.
and for some people, that's a deal breaker for them too. Though, as if there's continuity errors.
But I'll tell you, it's not just the old shows. I mean, I'm seeing it on modern shows too. It's
But it's
actually YouTube channels have kind of built themselves up around pointing out those errors.
But keep in mind that shows back in the day were put together a little bit better. Whereas now it's just like we're gonna just throw something up, see if it sticks, and if
That's
people
right.
watch
You
it, great.
expect more. True.
Yeah, the shows done back in the day, they did a little bit more attention to detail, and so you don't expect to see those continuity errors like you would in modern shows.
Yep. Yep. But yeah. So what was the so when are your watch parties on Sundays?
Well, I got Wednesdays and Sundays are at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, and then on Saturday, so I can make it to a couple other streams there. It's at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time.
That's fair. That's fair. And besides present company, who would you say some of your favorite YouTube channels are that you follow regularly?
Good question.
Uh,
Present company accepted.
Right, exactly. Yeah, don't feel obligated to say us.
yeah. No, like if I can't catch your streams live, I'll catch them on the review. Anybody I subscribe to, I make a valid effort because I can listen to the podcasts and stuff at work and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I may not be interactive in the chat, so I might, but I make a valid effort to go back to rewatch a lot of them there if I can't make them live. But I don't know, like, what would you say his favorite? Because I got history ones, I got Star Trek ones, I got news podcast ones.
Mm-hmm.
I recently did unsubscribe to Steven Crowder. I really enjoyed listening to him, but it kind of irked me. Like, it's not that he disappeared for 3 months, to go start his whole new thing,
Right.
But he comes back and he makes this big old promotion. We're not going to self-censor ourselves. Not going to self-censor ourselves. We're teaming up with Rumble. But every time they even get close to it, like they think they're going to say something controversial, a thing pops up going, this content's not safe for YouTube. So if you want to hear what we're saying, go to Rumble. Well, I don't like Rumble. It's not user friendly. It doesn't tell you what you watch. It doesn't give you suggestions or nothing. I'm not going to Rumble.
Yeah,
But then
Rumble is a challenge, and some of the better content creators like Crowder, like Viva Fry and Robert Barnes, and some of them are kind of migrating over there just because it's absolutely true. They can't carry the kind of content they want to carry on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I understand why, but you're absolutely right. There are a lot of problems with Rumble, but I'll tell you what, until people start patronizing it, they're not going to improve. They don't have the kind of resource. They don't have Google behind them like YouTube does.
Yeah.
So,
but the problem with YouTube is that if someone just says, if they use my music, they can give you a strike and take your channel off.
It's happened
no
to
proof.
you. I mean,
there's a YouTuber who was accused of using copyrighted music in his shows. He goes, listen to my shows. I have never once used music.
People can weaponize the copyright system against you. He had trolls that didn't like him and are reporting him for copyright, and it's a loophole in the YouTube system because they don't even bother to check it. They just automatically hit you, and you kind of got to prove your innocence, and it sucks. It really does.
Yeah.
There is no simple answer, but right now I'm doing what a lot of YouTubers do, and I'm using Rumble as a backup. All of my videos back up to Rumble, and if anything happens over here, I'll be over there.
No, but it wasn't the fact that the part that irked me though was he's saying I'm not gonna self-censor, not gonna self-censor. Well, yes, you are. By putting that up, you're self-censoring yourself, so it's not on YouTube. There.
Well, that's not self-censoring. That's YouTube censoring. He knows what he can't say on YouTube.
No, but he still puts the thing up there. He's thing up there so that it doesn't go on YouTube. But you can only see it on Rumble. It's like, but it's making it unwatchable.
He's not censoring. He's putting it out there the only way that he can.
Wow.
But
Yeah, it's like I know people have gotten like copyright strikes for the dumbest things. Troy was on Latino Slant doing a karaoke stream, and right in the middle of him singing, the whole stream went down. I guess he sounded too much like who was it you were singing?
I was singing a David Bowie
David
song.
Bowie. Yeah.
See, I never understood this because I got a copyright strike because I was stupid enough to put the show like actually on the screen there, so some of the guys could actually watch. I thought I could delete the stream right afterwards. I wasn't paying attention to my warnings there, and they took the stream down. But it's like I found the show on YouTube. You can put the show's name in there, and you got 200 channels with that content on their thing. Where's their
Right.
copyright taken down?
I mean, I'll put links, like, if you look at my description, I've got a link to Troy, a link to you underneath. I've got a link to, hey, if you want to buy me a drink, I've got a link to my PayPal there, because I'm not monetized. I don't have nearly enough subscribers or watch hours for that. But I have a PayPal link in case, you feel like buying me a drink or buying Troy a drink.
Yeah.
You can send a couple bucks our way. We don't mind. Of course, we don't mind. But then I'll also put links to things in the chat itself. So like when we do the Saturday night rewatches, we'll put the link for Cosme because Troy will show the movies on Cosme for people who don't own a copy. And it also makes it a lot easier so you don't have to try and synchronize. It's like, okay, I'm doing a countdown, but if you're even a second off, it can throw off some of our dialogue when we're conversing and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not at that scene yet.
Yeah.
Or if you've got a different version that's a little bit longer or shorter, you're like, I'm totally lost. I'm not seeing that. What, where are they at in the film? So the Cosme link helps eliminate that. And, so if you want to play it safe, you can put links in your description and you can put links in your chat. And I've never had an issue with it.
Yeah,
Yep.
But I just like if you look for like any movie or anything, or you can find 200 channels right off the bat that has that content on there, but they don't get copyright strikes.
That's the other thing. It's the unfairness of how they go after certain channels and not others.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, one other question I had for you is how do you come up with your subjects? Are they literally something like, you're, going about your daily life and all of a sudden it's like, ping, something comes to you and you're like, let me get that recorded?
Well, that's kind of the perks of having a really boring job. I'm sitting there constantly thinking. That's like a lot of my shorts thinking and all that. Sometimes I'll see like a funny meme on there, and I'll kind of like rewrite it to my own to make like a short and all that. Like I made a funny political meme there. I was like, yeah, my taxes got rejected this year. Apparently, I can't claim Zelensky as a dependent. And oh my God! I had one gal like go off on me. I was like, she's you could tell she's totally on Ukraine's side. Like I'm on either side. They're both at fault. If you look at the history, I'm not taking a side because each side has valid points.
Right.
For this, I don't want to take a side.
Well, my side is I'm getting tired of the endless other people's wars we keep fighting. The proxy wars. We haven't learned from Vietnam, Korea, Afghanistan, every other thing. It's like, can we just stop, please?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm becoming an old geezer, I guess.
Nah, not you.
Right.
You're a geeky geezer.
Yes, I am. But anyway, yeah. So where were we?
Coming up with the random thoughts.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Or like I had another one there. I've been on a few channels there, and there's people just start going after each other in the chats, and then there's other people that I've talked to, they really went off there. So I said, and this was around Christmas time. I was like, what I really want for Christmas? Could I use money? Sure. Could I use some this size? Do I want like a 6-foot Defiant class Starship hanging from my ceiling? Hint, Dad. But no. What I really want is people to make amends. I thought that, but if you want to give me a Christmas gift, reach out to someone who's maybe wronged you, or maybe someone you've wronged. You know, either apologize or talk to them. Go, hey, I was really mad because you said this or you did this to me. You know, I mean, who knows? You guys could become the bestest of friends just by making that reach out.
Exactly. I mean, Troy is always amazed that I can start up a conversation with just about anybody.
Yeah.
We can be in line at the grocery store, and I'll start talking to the person in line with me, and he's just like, "What? Do you know that person?" It's like, "No," but I'll just say something like, "Oh, I love your shoes," or "cool boots," or "Oh, that's a really nice blouse," and then I'll start chatting with the lady, or if the guy's got a kid or something, it's like, "Oh, what a cute little kid," or something like that, and just start a conversation.
Oh, well, you could say that. Like, if I would have said that to someone there, I'd be getting some guy glances there and someone grabbing their cell phone. No, I know a few people like that. Like if you need to call them real quick, you got to say goodbye to them right away if you want to be off the phone in 30 minutes.
I mean, a netter tells me, that I shouldn't talk when we go out in public, because I say things like, "Hey, that's a really bold statement, having a hair color that doesn't exist in nature."
Oh, I didn't tell you. Okay, so I had an eye doctor's appointment on Saturday. Instead of being with the main doctor who I've seen before, I was seeing one of her associates. You know that movie with Bruce Willis and the chick with the orange hair?
Oh, sure, the fifth element.
Yeah, that was it. She looked like the chick from Fifth Element. Her hair was that bright orange, that same haircut.
Was she wearing tape across her boobs too?
No, but she was wearing a really funky outfit, and it was like, oh, she's the doctor. I thought she was a patient because of the way she's dressed, the way she looked. I thought she was patients going back and forth outside the room until she came in and introduced herself, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, she turned out to be a really nice person, but it was kind of like, wow.
I'll tell you, colors that exist in nature. That's my thought.
Yeah, it wasn't a red that is as a natural red.
Here's
It
my
was
theory.
orange.
Okay, I've noticed that the world got completely wackadoo when people started doing that. They started doing the blues and the pinks and the greens in their hair and stuff. And I realized that we live in an age where people want to play act at all kinds of things. I identify as a unicorn. Stupid, crazy. The
I identify as a dragon.
The furry mentality and all this kind of stuff, and nobody wants to deal with reality. And everyone's so angry that the world around them is this way and that way, instead of just dealing with the fact that reality is what it is. Adapt to it, because the world around you isn't going to adapt to you. But every generation up to now has learned that. The last couple generations seem to be having a little bit of problem with that lesson.
Well, that's because last generations could go start to make a video bitching about how this person did this and they're not doing what I need them to do. Then they get an echo chamber of about 50 people agreeing with them, and then all of a sudden they start calling and screaming and yelling at the whatever, You guys didn't have that.
It looks like we got some things going on in the chat about different programs, because you brought up the Waltons. I see Warehouse 13, Eureka. So now, I liked Warehouse 13. I kind of likened it to Friday the 13th, the series, because they had to find objects and bring them back because they were dangerous objects. So they had to bring them back to the warehouse so that they weren't out there being dangerous anymore.
I just typed that although I liked Warehouse 13, I would have preferred if we had gotten a full series of what I think was the show that led to Warehouse 13, and that was the Lost
Room, right?
Remember that one? It was like a mini series. It was like 2 or 3 episodes. It was really good. Not as lighthearted. It was a little bit more of a serious show, and I think it could have been really, really good. It was up there. It was in the formula of a show like Lost or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm wondering if they just, for lack of better phrasing, didn't have enough imagination to make it go more episodes to make it a series.
Maybe. I don't know if they actually had planned to go series with it, but I also feel like the network decided they wanted to go with something a little more lighthearted, and that's why we ended up getting something like Warehouse 13. And then Eureka is kind of in that same vein too. A lot of humor there, a lot less, the serious. But
Yeah, and it's one of those things for Eureka where sometimes the quote-unquote dumb guy can figure out things that the smart people can't.
Right.
Because they're looking at it all smarty, and he's looking at it going, no, it's simple. You just do this.
Yeah, because
like
he had the
in
common sense.
Captain America, where all the guys are trying to get that one flag off the top of the flagpole, and he goes
Love
up and
that
just removes the cotter pin, takes the flag, and goes, appreciate the ride back.
Work smarter, not harder. That's the way.
Yeah.
That's like sometimes you just get that real life thinking rather than
Yep.
I'm smart, I know more than you. It's like, no, sometimes just being a normal person, you can figure out your way out of something than being the smart person, quote unquote. I thought you were really says Warehouse 13 felt like an Indiana Jones sequel.
I always imagine that too. I always imagine that the Ark of the Covenant was in one of the boxes somewhere in Warehouse 13. I agree with you.
Probably. I mean, when they would show the warehouse,
Yeah.
it was flipping huge, like bigger than a football field.
Yep.
And they had everything underneath the sun there. And there might have been one episode where they mentioned something about the Ark of the Covenant.
If
Can't
they
remember.
didn't mention it, they missed an opportunity there. That's the kind of thing that I could totally see them in a tongue-in-cheek fashion kind of doing a nod to Indiana Jones there. But
And wasn't the curator Fazio from Star
yeah,
Trek?
he's the actor that
Can't remember his real
Keith
name.
Fazio in Star Trek. Yeah, what were you going to say, Gorilla?
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen any of these things, but Indiana Jones is on the list for one of our Sundays months. We'll make it
Cool.
Indiana Jones month
There you go. Are you going to?
because I haven't seen any of them.
You haven't seen any of the Indiana Jones films?
No, see, this is where Germ gets really frustrated with me. He's like, yeah, because he says I'm totally lacking in my pop culture references and stuff.
But that doesn't get me frustrated. That I find exciting because it's great to be able to share these things with someone who hasn't seen it before. Like, you get to vicariously relive seeing something for the first time that way.
Yeah.
And it's like I've seen a lot of movies like that where Troy will describe it to me. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll watch that. And then we'll watch it, and he's like, and here's this scene coming up, and here's this scene coming up that I told you about. And it's like, oh, this is really cool. Connie Claire brought up The Librarians. I loved the series. It's like I would catch it whenever I could. And each of the different librarians had their own strengths. And it's like the one girl who can just kind of do equations and things in the air and see them. And she was like able to do these really fantastic, complex equations.
The power
She was
of
my
math,
favorite.
people.
Yeah.
She was my favorite.
Yeah.
And then when it was like, the reason she was able to do this because she had some sort of tumor or something. And it's like, well, so it's good and bad at the same time. Bad, she's got a tumor, but good, she can do all the smart stuff,
Right. Deleted Scenes was reminding me Saul Rubinek. That's the name of the actor.
Oh,
Well, I hate when I can perfectly describe a movie, but I can't tell. I'm not good with actors at all because personally, I don't care who the actors is, and especially with us being on Twitter half the time scrolling,
Yeah.
I don't want to associate a movie with an actor, because it could be a great movie, but the actors, let's just say
There's way too much of it. But I'll tell you what, it just gives me that much more respect for the ones that, don't stick their foot in their mouth on social media,
Yeah, but there's like a couple movies I tried describing them to ChatGPT and trying to look them up on Google. I even turned to Reddit and nobody could help me. It's kind of nice when you can get some movies though that are so obscure that that you can find them too. But I've really been starting to get into the black and white movies.
Some of the best films are black and white, absolutely.
I watched a few.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I watched a few episodes of Gilligan's Island and black and white, but I never really sat there and watched them, But then Mr. Londell started coming to my channel, so I subbed to him, I actually started watching some of these older movies, you got was it Charlie Chan movies, and then the first one I watched on there was The Hidden Hand, and then there's there's all kinds of them I've been kind of watching. And it's like, oh, cool. Then I ended up watching the original Psycho for we did all four Psycho movies for Psycho month for
Cool.
was that January maybe,
Sure.
or was that before that? No, wait, maybe we did that for Halloween. We did all four Psychos for the Halloween for October. There, they're all pretty good there. Like nothing was as good as the original, but it's still pretty good.
If you like noir films, the black and white ones, and the ones that have the gumshoe like Sam Spade, um, you'll like those old Sam Spade movies like Maltese Falcon and those. There's also someone that we know who did a movie called Trouble Is My Business.
Oh, Tom Conkle.
Yeah, Tom Conkle. I almost call him Tom Connors, and it's like, no, that's not his name. Tom
Different
Conkle.
Tom.
You can actually get his film on Amazon, if I recall correctly. It is a fantastic noir film. And he made sure that the lighting was perfect and the dialogue was perfect, so it all fit together perfectly. This is one of those noir films where I can watch it over and over again and pick up something new each time.
Yep.
Even though it was made in the modern day. Oh, we have Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies. Cool.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Mr. Lundell, hey there, Mr. Lundell.
There you go. Yeah, he must have his ears must have been itching.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome.
And as I mentioned before, if there's anybody in the chat who is not already subscribed to Gorilla's Random Thoughts, I've dropped the link a couple times in the chat for his channel. Please make sure you go over there and subscribe. Let's let's see if we can give him a couple more subs tonight.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And hopefully Netter and I have been interesting enough to you tonight that if you're not subscribed to each of us, maybe
True.
give us a sub too.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do. I'm gonna try to get more of my random thoughts with the Gorilla streams going. Those are random off topics and all that stuff. Like one topic this was a real fun conversation. I had everybody in the chat going after me there on that one. I was like, why do we give the old shows a pass in that, but we don't give the same courtesy to the new shows? Like I'll hear a lot of stuff. Like there's a lot of different people. I'm talking a lot of different people. Like you'll mention something about like TOS. Oh, but I love this episode, so I'm gonna give it a pass. Oh, I love this show. I'm gonna give it a pass. But it's like, well, you're not gonna give the same treatment to the newer ones.
Yep, good point.
No, it was a real fun conversation too. Or there's another one. It's like I got mad with the person, because their previous stream, the person that sat there was attacking everybody in the chat and going off calling us a bunch of what was it? He called us a bunch of sexist assholes or something like that, and I was like, hey, and I wasn't in the mood. I was like, I go in there. It's like, so he's not going to be going after your chat and calling us a bunch of this and that because I'm really not in the mood for it. Then he meant it as a joke. I know he meant it as a joke, but I wasn't in the mood for it. And he said the exact same thing I was saying I wasn't in the mood for. So I just freaking left for 2 streams.
I get it.
I was like, and I made a stream. I was like, did I really overthink this or did I overreact? And that's kind of interesting conversations there. We've had a few different interesting conversations, just whatever comes to mind.
That's why they're random thoughts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly right.
My shorts though, those are the real, because I got a bunch of different ones where I'll show like the different seasonings I'll put on foods. I got my special twice baked potato recipe on there. I showed how to make stuffed pasta shells and stuff. Like, what really got me really going on the shorts was when I went down to this it's called a tree museum, and each tree in that park has its different story. Like there's one tree that the seed came from outside Abraham Lincoln's original log cabin. One was from by the grave of Ulysses S. Grant. Each one had a story. One seed was like the one tree Its seeds came from a tree that went to outer space. There on one of the Apollo missions and stuff.
Wow.
Interesting.
Is all. So, and I did not have enough battery to do a live stream for going to tree to tree to tree. So every time I stopped at a tree, I created a real short, real quick, boom, went to the next tree. Well, then I turned my screen off, go to the next tree, make a quick little short, go to the next tree,
There
you
you
know.
go.
And that's how I got my nickname because one of my friends there, he got real mad when uh, he's like, it's 5 million shorts gorilla. He's like, I'm getting tired of my feet getting clouded up with your shorts and all that.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, I only made like 36 of them.
Only 36.
Yeah,
Mr.
only.
Mondell's Groovy Movie said that Gorilla, you should check out DOA and Kansas City Confidential for good examples of film noir.
Okay, good thing I got my notebook right here.
Yeah. There you go.
I guess the DOA stands for Dead on Arrival.
Yes, usually.
DOA actually is a real good one. Both versions.
And Gorilla, Logical Spock said he just subbed you.
Good.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Logical
Logical
Spock. Here, I'll
Now,
give you a
something
sub.
Sorry.
So I'll give you a sub back because I got room for a couple more subs now that I've unsubscribed to a channel.
Good.
Yeah, it's like I always make it a point of you sub to me, I sub back. If I've never been to your channel, I'll sub to you and hope that you sub back. Because, Orville Nation always says, together we grow.
Yep.
And, that's part of it. We're one big community. So it's like we want to look out for each other. We want to help each other. Because, I'm not a big channel. So I'm trying to grow. Gorilla's not a big channel. He wants to grow. We're trying to help him grow. Troy's a bigger channel than both of us.
Still not a
And
very big channel, though.
And he's still growing. So we're all growing. And every little bit helps. Coming to the streams, making comments in chat, giving a thumbs up. So if you haven't thumbs up yet, please do. So subscribing, I can't talk. Subscribing, leaving comments in the chat. All that helps with algorithms and helps our channels to grow. Subbing to one another. Let's keep building this community.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. So when you have a stream coming up, do you announce it on Twitter and all the social medias and such?
Well, I got a couple groups that I share too there,
Sure.
but I gotta really get better at actually advertising and all that. But sometimes I don't. But I've been trying to get my my thumbnails made like a day ahead of time too, and all that. But I'm also starting to work on getting better thumbnails also there because I especially learned the trick with the chat bubbles there. I learned to do that trick there specifically for my the Matrix one there, so I could have my bubble going. Why are we effing watching this? And then it had a German LGG going at the same time, going, "We told you not to effing watch it."
Yeah.
There,
If you were to go to my channel right now and don't do that, don't leave here, but just take my word for it. Over on my channel, I've got my my live streams all set up, all ready to. The streams are already created for about the next month and a half. I've got guests or some planned stream that I've already got up. So, that's a great way for people to be able to go and say, hey, what's so and so doing tonight on his stream? If they're regulars and so forth.
No,
Yeah.
I started doing that with my Saturday night rewatches where I do at least 5 at a time.
Yeah.
And I've given Troy my list of guest hosts that I'm having for the next 2 months.
yeah, I felt like
So-
it's kind of controversial going too far out because then some people might forget that you have a stream coming up. Like it's nice that you like. I also try to keep to an actual set schedule. Like I got my core set ones, and then the other ones are just like whenever I have time.
Sure.
And all that.
Even though I have mine out 2 months, a week or so in advance, I'm going to remind the person, hey, are we still good for Thursday?
Yeah.
If not, and it has to be just me and Troy, it's going to be me and Troy. Things happen. I realize, life happens. But it's like, if I remind them, then it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be on your show next Thursday. Like I did with you. I sent you a quick note saying, looking forward to seeing you on my show, to kind of give you that reminder. And I've got a couple of bigger YouTubers that are going to be on, and I know they can be really busy.
Yep.
So I'm going to make sure at least a week in advance, I'm going to go to them and say, hey, we still good for, whatever your date is, so that, make sure there's nothing conflicting and that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all that helps. Doing the thumbnails, having that up there. So, like Troy said, someone could go to your channel and go, oh, Grill Round of Thoughts is coming up on another stream. Also, I want to make sure I watch that one, or whatever it may be, because there might be a particular guest host that they really wanted to see and hear from, and that helps to kind of draw them in.
And if you click on a future live stream, there's always that notify. You could click notify, and it'll tell you, when it goes live or whatever. That is assuming you haven't already hit that notification bell for all.
Yeah, I don't rely on that thing because it's told me. I've had a couple of them where they told me the person went live 3 hours after the stream ended.
No, you're right about that. That's true, but it's something, right? But again, the other, I really think of it more for the regulars. You see a lot of the same community members in the chat. Every live stream. They are going to be there. Either way, but this way they know what's coming up for the next couple of weeks already in advance, So
exactly. Like for my movie stream, people know what's coming up for the next 3 movies, because I had 5 and we've watched 2 already.
Yep.
And since mine are every other week, it helps to keep it fresh in their mind. Oh, this is coming up. It's all those movies behind me we're watching. So I'm in the C's right now because I'm doing alphabetically, and so I've been putting out like the next one. What's the next one? So I got Charlie. I can't read the next 2. Something in Chicago. Cheaper by the dozen.
Cheaper by the dozen, yeah.
And then Chicago coming up. And so since I have those thumbnails there, people are like, oh yeah, I really want to see the rewatch of Chicago. Last week I had a bunch of people saying they really wanted to watch Chappie. So, you putting up those thumbnails really do help. Bring in the audience. They'll tell somebody. They'll come.
Yeah.
Putting out things on Twitter, just say, hey, this is what's going on in my channel right now, and that brings them in too. So, like, Troy will tweet out my stream. He'll tweet out his stream, and I know Deleted Scenes also does that, and it lets people know, hey, this is what's going on right now. In case you forgot or didn't know, come on over.
And
we got CK in the stream,
yeah,
in the chat.
CK, longest running superhero RPG on Earth. Welcome.
And he's going to be a guest on my stream in a couple weeks.
And he's going to be a guest on my stream a little over a month.
I had him first.
Yes, you had him first. Yes, we'll fight over him. As your wingman, I got to point out we are coming up on the 1 hour mark.
Yes,
I didn't know how long you wanted to go tonight.
About an hour or so is good.
Okay.
I mean, these aren't meant to be super long streams. These are just meant to be kind of like lifting people up, getting to know them, getting to know what their channels are about, finding more, about their background and all that, and that sort of thing.
Well, in that case, we'll probably want to start going into the wrap up. But let's go ahead.
I want to know: does Gorilla have any other things he wants to share with us?
Exactly.
I'm always looking for fresh ideas. Anybody's welcome on my channel, and like for my channel, there besides like you got your obvious trying to respect each other, but that's kind of like an unwritten rule. The only written rule I have for my channel is don't say anything that'll get my channel a strike, and if you do, make it memorable because I want to be laughing as I'm sitting out for a week.
Yeah, make it worth it. That's for sure. No doubt about that.
Absolutely.
And do you have anything that's coming up in the immediate future that you want to give a shout out to or mention?
Well, I noticed that like 3 or 4 people said that how they actually really love the Waltons. We
Mhm.
we are watching. We're doing a Waltons review tomorrow. I cannot remember the episode name. It's right after the actress and all that. But we're good. I try to keep those ones under an hour. No, but we're doing a Waltons review tomorrow. I'm not doing Babylon 5 because of East, because we're celebrating Easter on there. But I'll have a lot of shorts of the food I'll be eating there. Maybe I'll show how to make cam gravy or something. Because I like
It's
to
like,
do I like to do recipe shorts and
oh, you're
stuff.
talking about the Waltons in the war episodes. What bugged me is when they changed John Boy, but then I did some research to find out why John Boy got changed. Apparently, the actor wanted to step down for a while, or wanted to step down, and so they got someone to replace him who kind of sort of looked like him and got his mannerisms down pat. But it was disconcerting to see the wrong face.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're still on season 1. Like we're on episode 16 of the show, and we did the pre-movie, or like the movie that got the show going and all that. And I did not like some of the actors they had for the movie there. It's like, no, this ain't the mother that we know. That's not the father we
Exactly.
know.
Yeah,
But
I know that feeling. Right.
and one of the guys there is interesting to find out that one of the guys that's in our little chat group on Twitter and stuff, his dad's the one that drove the truck on that's pulling up in the intro scene. That's actually pretty cool to learn that.
Oh wow.
But yeah, then we're doing the last Starfighter. I gotta come up with something catchy for the thumbnail, but like the last some Starfighter on Sunday there.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
It'll be a slaughter. That's the spirit. I meant ours.
Oh man, maybe I'll have to remember. So it's gonna and so you said it's gonna be a slaughter.
Yeah, it'll be a slaughter.
Yeah, there's a scene when they're flying through space and getting attacked, and
And the kid goes,
kid,
"It'll be a slaughter." And the alien goes, "That's the spirit." He goes, "No, I meant ours."
Okay, I got my thumbnail for Sunday. I got my thumbnail for Sunday. Then like
Exactly.
I'm gonna try to do like a gaming stream and maybe a random thoughts with the gorilla next week sometime,
Mhm.
But I got Lost in Space review and I got Tremors review. I got it on Pop Cultures. I got to get ready for. Then we're doing our last 2 episodes of Time Cop, which I cannot believe that only got 8 episodes. It's a great show.
Yeah.
Really funny. Like I was sitting there laughing the last couple episodes. I was laughing really hard at them.
Good
Then
guy.
I'm at No Waltons the next week. It'll be super. Since I got a couple free tickets to Super Mario Brothers, I'm gonna do a live reaction, kind of like Deleted Scenes did.
Good.
After the movie,
I'll be looking forward to that.
oh,
and I'll get my
great.
kid's reaction, but his face will not be on it because I keep my kids' faces out of my video.
Good. That's wise. Good.
I may be in a small town, but we're not exempt from.
Exactly.
People.
Absolutely. Understood.
But also, if something happens in this town, everybody knows. Everybody.
Without telling me your city, what state are you in?
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Okay. I
Minnesota.
thought I detected a little bit of an accent. I was trying to place what state it might have been.
Right.
Yeah, and if we ever feel down, we just look at Wisconsin.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay.
No.
So, anything else?
No, that should be it. It should be it.
Okay, so tonight was my Thursday things. Tomorrow we got
Tomorrow night on Last Call over on my stream, I will be having a very special guest bartender, Daryl the Derelict from the Vac Tube. Now, I will be hanging out with Daryl probably before my stream, either on his channel or on what's his co-host's name? Drawing a blank here. Arwen Avalon. One of the two of them usually hosts earlier in the evening on Friday, so we'll hang out over there.
Pub crawl.
Kind of do another little pub crawl. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Assuming that they're streaming. I will drop that link into the description for tomorrow night, and I'll have it up on my community tab as well. That's what's going on tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Saturday
Sa-
is Big Al. isn't it?
Saturday, yes, we Netter and I will both be on with Big Al of Big Al Presents, where we will be doing a watch party of the 1989 film Steel Magnolias. I know I've seen the movie. I have very little recollection of it, but I love all the women that star in it, so it ought to be a pretty good
Yeah, I've only seen like 2 scenes in the whole movie because for whatever reason, whenever the movie came on, it was always those 2 scenes I would see, and then I'd have to be called away for something. So I'd always catch it when they're in the hairdressers getting something done. And then there's another scene where they're like at a picnic or something at somebody's house, and that's it. It's like I haven't seen the rest of the movie, so it's like I just know it's supposed to be something sad happens.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to give away any spoilers anyway, but for a 30-year-old movie or something like that. But,
Right. And then on
Sunday's big, and I know that people are probably going to be celebrating the holidays, but for those of you that aren't, you can come hang out with the YouTube community starting at 7 Central, 8 Eastern on Deleted Scenes, Unscripted with Deleted Scenes, Episode 8, The Man in the Box. So we'll hang out with him because I consider him kind of like the official pre-show to Geeky Geezers, which we're doing something a little special over on Age of Boomers channel. Geeky Geezers, we're just going to spend, we're calling it the Easter special. And it'll just be 1 hour. And actually, I don't really know what Age of Boomer wants to talk about for that hour. We'll figure it out when we get there. But it's not going to be the regular, list of geeky news from the week. It'll be more a single topic that he wants to talk about for 1 hour and only 1 hour, because then at 9 Central, 10 Eastern, we will then migrate back over to here, Netter's Network, where we'll be doing a watch party of the Easter Beagle, Charlie Brown. And just like, and I didn't mention this, Saturday night on Big Al Presents, Sunday night on Netter's Network, the watch parties. I will provide in the chat the link to an off-platform Cosme so that you can watch along with us if you don't have your own copy, but you really should, because these are classics that you should always own physical media so they can never take it away from you. And that is all of Easter weekend. I think I've got everything covered.
That is anything going on?
I don't know, and we're too early in the week for me to know what's going on next week, so that's as far as I can go.
Well,
Can I answer
Sure.
Fletcher's question here?
Sure.
Well, we go through StreamYards here, but you can go live even if you have no subscribers there. The 1,000 followers is for monetization.
Monetization, right.
Monetization, if you want. Well, all you need is a StreamYard account and the YouTube account, and you just link them up.
You can literally stream live if you have nobody watching, because technically what you're doing is you're recording live, and then when you're done, it's still there for people to come and watch on the rerun,
Yeah. That's a good way to get started. Just talk about what you're passionate.
Just what's the old saying they used to say? Just do it.
Yeah.
Yep,
Talk about what you're passionate about. Heck, I'm thinking of doing like a secondary channel there, of just recording stuff. I'm gonna do like chapter breakdowns of some of the books I used to read growing up and stuff, like a chapter by chapter breakdowns.
There you go.
Awesome.
I've had a couple of viewers request that I do maybe like some recorded videos of like do like audiobooks of old classic public domain stories. I'm like,
Oh, that'd be
maybe
cool.
not a bad
You
idea.
got the voice for it. You got the voice for it.
I appreciate that. That's what I've been told. I really do appreciate
Yeah.
that. And I think I will have to do that. Yeah.
I don't
to
think
see
I have the
Troy.
voice for audiobook there, but I could do like discussion videos.
Sure.
I could see Troy doing. He was a dog and stole me.
Hopefully, there isn't a book out there that would actually have that line in it, but
Actually, there is.
I'm sure there is. Someone had to use that line somewhere. But
Well,
anyway.
coming back around to next Thursday, my special guest will be Chris Christman. He is an author who has 2 books out, and we'll be talking about those books. We'll be talking about where to get them or how to get them.
Right.
They're actually both available on Amazon, and I'm looking forward to having him on my stream talking about his books because I love to read. So having an author on is like so great for me because I love that. And my other author that's going to be coming on in June will be Adega Outlaw. Now, both of my authors, both Chris, who's going to be on next week, and Adega, said that they are willing to give away at least one of their books to someone in the chat. So make sure you're here for those streams. So next week, 4/13/2023,
Yep.
Chris Chrisman. His books are Mixed Magic and Wild Magic, and he'll be giving away a free book.
That sounds awesome.
Hey,
Alrighty.
I got the answer to your thing there. It is a book by called Paul Clifford by Edward Bulwer-Lytton in 1830.
So that's what started the whole meme, huh?
Yeah.
That's funny. That
And it's
is
been
funny.
referenced in a lot. Like, I think it really got taken off in the Phoenix comics.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So,
Deleted Scenes says, my Sunday live stream will be a viewer question and answer show. Awesome. Speaking of Deleted Scenes, he only needs 15 more subs to make it to 200.
Yeah,
Come
if
on,
there's
peeps.
anybody here that has not already subscribed to Deleted Seeds, please do so. He's good, people. He makes all of our channels work because he wields that blue spanner like a champion. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
with that said,
yep.
Gorilla, any final thoughts?
nope,
Final
just
random
be a
thoughts?
gorilla.
There you go.
There you go. Troy?
Folks, I just super appreciate every single one of you. You know, at the risk of sounding like Mr. Rogers, you make every stream special just by being you.
Yeah.
Super appreciate every single one of you. You encourage me,
Yeah.
and you encourage Netter. Thanks so much.
Yeah. And Troy, if I had a couple more drinks, I'd sing Barbie Girl for you.
I'm a Barbie girl. And I haven't even had any alcohol. I'll do it. Not a problem.
Well, Barbie Girl or the parody Barbie Girl?
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
No, that's how Troy found my channel. Was
That's right.
this is how I came across Troy here, and I was actually looking for a couple more people to sub to. Was I made a drunken promise there. I was at a friend's house, and apparently they had it recorded. And I was drinking that night heavily. I was on like I don't know how many beers in. I was on my second bottle of wine and stuff. And apparently they recorded me saying that if I got to 275 subs by the time the ball dropped there, I'll sing Barbie Girl on the live stream there. And Troy came across that video there live.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It just caught my attention, and I was like, oh, interesting. So there you go. And I was just looking. Yep. So Logical Spock was just saying that Samael is about to go live. So
Let's go over there and
well,
rate his
I
stream.
appreciate that we got the link to his channel. What I'm going to do real quick is drop a link to the specific live stream right now. I got it. So if you guys could then head over there when we're done and tell him Netter sent you.
Yep.
This way he knows that
Netter's Network raid.
Netter's Network raid. Exactly. Thanks so much. And I got nothing else to say.
Well, you know what I
I
always say.
do, but go ahead.
We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat. You're dropping your comments, your questions, your trivia, just being goofy, whatever it may be. It doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or, in some cases, continents. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, just enjoying each other's company and having a good time. And you guys aren't just our friends, you're our family.
Absolutely.
We love you guys. We appreciate you so much for being here. Just, spending a Thursday night hanging out. Thank you again. We love you guys, and we will see you next time. Good night,
Salud.
everyone.
Hey.